Live from San Diego's Moral News Station, this is the KUSI News at 6.
On a final public relations campaign to prevent cuts in school spending. They say the governor's revised budget is a step in the right direction, but they want more. KUSI's Steve Bosch was there. He joins us from the newsroom. Steve?
Kelly, Proposition 98, as you know, says school funding cannot be below the previous year's funding no matter what happens to the state's economy, which happens to be falling. When the governor's original budget came out in January, education was to lose $4.8 billion. Now, under his revised budget, education funding is $1.8 billion, above last year. They are representatives of the county's Education Coalition, representing all 42 school districts in San Diego County. They have softened their tone toward the governor after he restored some of his January cuts. But they've sharpened their attack on the legislators to stabilize school funding.
Beyond smoke and mirrors, beyond partisan politics, beyond all the rhetoric, and demonstrate that our children and public education truly are our #1 priority.
The governor toured an elementary school in San Diego last January. He said revenues were below projections and there's no reserve fund. Since then, the state's $14 billion deficit has grown to $17 billion.
One year when we have revenue increases, they spend all of that money and not put any money aside for a rainy day fund.
This has forced the governor to cut the $4 billion annual cost of living increase for education programs. This is money that's added to the education budget.
Right now, there are still cuts on the table to education. And for the Sweetwater District, that means $5 million.
Our children did not create this financial crisis. Fixing this problem should not come at the expense of their education and their well-being.
County Superintendent Randy Ward says new figures about to be released show student achievement is trending upward. If that's the case, why do we need more school funding? Doesn't this undercut the call for more dollars?
If you want student achievement to remain at a basic level and or at the level it's at now or potentially regress, then it doesn't.
This news conference was held at the Lemon Grove office of Assemblywoman Shirley Horton. Now, the governor also wants to modernize the state lottery system, which is underperforming, to raise another $5 billion, which would leave $6 billion in cuts needed to balance the state budget. In the newsroom, Steve Bosch, KUSI News.